The social media embargo lifted yesterday for the social media reactions to all the critics and people that got to see Captain America Brave New World. And, you can't really tell necessarily by just a little Twitter blurb how the critics are actually thinking. It did seem a little bit mixed. And I got to be honest, when I saw this headline, Captain America Brave New World draws mixed first reactions. Some praising it as an absolute blast and others saying it's slightly empty. I was expecting like a 65% critic score, somewhere around that. But no, what we ended up seeing were 47, 48. Ooh. And now it hasn't gotten all that much better for Captain America Brave New World, sitting at 53% on Rotten Tomatoes with 133 reviews in right now. And Jay, I thought we could just go over some of these.
Let's do it.
We could go over some of these people. Some of the scores, some of what they feel, some of the top critics, how they're feeling about it. You got Andrew Parker. Once the final act kicks in, built around a big reveal that's given away in all the trailers and marketing materials to the film's ultimate detriment and ruin of surprise, that's when things go downhill in a hurry.
Red Hulk, I'm assuming.
Red Hulk, who's in the movie for 5 fucking minutes, and we all know that he's going to be in it. It's at the very, it's so stupid.
That rumor is true, I guess.
Right. Peter Subzinski. A deeply mediocre piece of product that feels like something assembled by committee rather than anyone with a particular vision of a story they want to tell.
Piece of product. He really wanted to say something else. Let's be honest.
Well, even that is even though he's not saying piece of shit, by saying piece of product, that's a very detrimental thing to say about something.
I think so.
Right? Because it's true. It's not some story. It's not art. Like, he's just saying it's a piece of product that's meant to be shoveled out. There's nothing special about it. Our boy Scott Mendelson.
Hey, and he's using the creepy.
Yeah, the dude who puts this profile out there like he's just begging people to check his hard drive. Right?
Why does he use the creepy picture?
I don't know, man. Brave New World is very bad. Imagine that Roger Moore's first 007 flick was A View to a Kill. It's a lazy, retrofitted, and dumbed-down hybrid of Winter Soldier and Civil War that trades present-tense topicality for Incredible Hulk nostalgia.
Jeez, man. Hey, you lose Scott, man. You lose it all, to be honest.
David Poland. How bad is Captain America Brave New World? So bad that one really has to break it all down, all of its missteps, to figure out how it went all so wrong.
You know what I am hearing, though? I'm hearing that I think Chris Gore said that it's not woke at all. It's just a horrendous film.
Well, I think it's just very... I think they desperately, in a lot of these reshoots with so many things that had happened, they were desperately trying to not offend this or not offend that or not or whatever. And it just turns into a puddle of garbage.
Yeah.
But one person loved it. Jamie Broadnax from Black Girl Nerds. I'm shocked that they loved this movie. Captain America Brave New World takes bold swings in redefining what it means to carry the shield, and it sticks the landing. What about top critics, Jay? We can go over to top critics and see how they think.
Interesting.
Times of Israel, Jordan Hoffman. Story's clunky, action's rote, the characters are bland, and the special effects look cheap. Wow. No blockbuster that costs this much should look this shoddy.
Wow.
And this is one of those Newsday top critic, Rafer Guzman. Compared to some of the studio's recent misfires, the new entry is at least passable.
Wow. That's not good either.
No, and it's a positive review, but it's a 2 out of 4. But making matters far worse is the film's blatant plan to be as inoffensive and apolitical as possible. As a result, it's a raging bore on top of being nearly incomprehensible.
Jeez.
This is my favorite one from Robert Daniels at RogerEbert.com, black man. His words, not mine. It not only turns its hero into a magical Negro in an effort to soothe white America's anger and hurt, it also asks its hero to grin and figuratively tap dance off screen. Now, I think that's commentary about Anthony Mackie's comments about America and Captain America and all of that shit. This guy's triggered about that. And I just love that he used magical Negro in his fucking review.
There's also another controversy out there, Ryan, that I don't know if you saw, but it seems like people are getting the budget wrong out there. Seems like Variety saying it's a 200 million, and then somebody else some other publication said no, it's 180, and people are fighting over The Hollywood Handle put out, hey, it's a $200 million budget. They're getting roasted. And they're like, no, Variety said it's $200 million. Then there's other people saying this thing is ballooned to $500 million. I guess we'll never know. But all Disney had to do was put it out there and say, here's what the budget. I guess their budget number was 180. They put that one out there. So
all right, so there's no doubt in my mind that this movie is in the $350 to $400 million range. What you said is correct. We'll never know because this movie was filmed, I believe, in Georgia, as opposed to when they film in the UK, and they are required, even if they lie to the press, which they do for all of these things about their budgets in recent years, even if they lie to the press about what their budget is, when they're forced to reveal the tax documents 1 or 2 years later, we finally get revealed what it actually is. So what I've heard is that $180 million is just for the reshoots, basically. All of the extra work they did on the fucking movie. Not including everything that went into it before that. But we know they lie about this. We know that Disney and Marvel specifically put out wrong budgets. And this is not just me saying this just to say something. Let's go back and look at the last several ones that were filmed in the UK where they told us what the budget was, and it was drastically different a few years later. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Do you remember what they said the budget was for that? That they told Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Deadline, all the trades, the numbers that they reported,
like
just like they reported 180.
Like 200 million?
It's exactly. They said Multiverse of Madness, 200 million. And at the box office, it got over $900 million. People were like, hey, that's a good win for Marvel. Except it wasn't. Because a year and a half later, when they were finally forced to reveal on the tax documents for getting reimbursed for tax credits from the UK, they revealed they spent $415 million making the movie.
Holy crap, dude.
Double what Marvel lied to Variety, Hollywood Reporter, all the trades. What about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? What did they say that budget was? $200 million. What did it actually cost? Over $330 million when they were forced to reveal those tax documents. The Marvels, same fucking thing. They told us it was $200 million and ended up being over 300, I think 370 million, then like 330 with the tax break. So this is what they do consistently to make it appear like their movies don't flop as bad as they actually do, or to make it appear like they made money when they haven't. Now, I personally think that this movie is going to end up somewhere in the $400 to $500 million range, right? That's where I think it's going to be. Even if that, it's not even going to be profitable based on the thing they're lying to us about the budget.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part about the entire thing, is if it doesn't even get there. But no, there's no way in hell this movie, with multiple rounds of reshoots, with all the delays, with all of this shit, there's no way this movie's $180 million. They're lying just like they've lied about all these in the past. That's the cost for the reshoots.
This is the Criticalist score. And if you want like real professional reviews, go over to Criticalist. Make sure you follow me. I'm trying to get my numbers up. Anyway, that's a cheap plug. Yeah, we've got some of the reviews. Obviously, we don't have professional critics getting access there yet. Maybe we do, and they're just not on. But yeah, we're getting a 21%. This person gave it a 75%, said it's rad. This person gave it a 13. So these are the early reviews for Captain America: Brave New World. I don't want to click on them because it says it all contains spoilers. So we'll just wait.
So yeah, I wouldn't want to get spoiled for this. Heaven forbid.